Welcome to Takshashila Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundali activation in 6 months.
35. Vasanakshaya instruction, Vasanakshaya details, Vasudeva Shiva to Guha. Vasanakshaya teaching, Guha folded his hands in fear and devotion. O all-pervading form, Vasudeva, please grant me the mind. I do not want the company of anything other than your holy feet, but only teach me the Vasanakshaya, which is the form of liberation. O Nilakanta, the joyous one, my master, if you can forgive the sins of those who trust in you, I am the servant of your servants, I am not the servant of your servants, but the son. O Sadguru Murti, tell me about Vasanakshaya. The Supreme Lord, Kripa, was pleased with his son's words, and, being moved by his fear and devotion, he raised his full palms on his hands and feet and said, Kanda, Shanmukha, I do not see any beings born and raised in the land of those who desire bliss, those who are free from attachment to objects and are inclined towards liberation. Today, your merit is not equal to your merit. Your question has brought me joy. Listen, O wise one, there is no distinction between pure Brahman and pure life. Hell is inevitable for those who make distinctions. Pure Vedanta does not make distinctions. Differences are either olfactory or imaginary. Sorrows arise from the smell of difference. Difference is the source of happiness and sorrow. The plane is an illusion. The knowledge of difference in form is due to eternal ignorance. The obstacle of the smell of difference will be indestructible if it is overcome. The body and breath will remain the same. 6. Life and Brahman are eternally one. Therefore, the wise teach the great saying of Tattvamasi to life, you are not life, you are Brahman. This teaching is not a lie, it is the truth. The status of the individual and the status of God in the universe are the reasons for the difference between the two. But these statuses are false. Ignoring this, one should look at the undivided consciousness, saying, I am the radiant awareness that sees both the individual and the universe. This is the meaning of the word, Asi, in this Mahavidya. The subtle body, which is the lowest form of life, is the subtle body, the word of the apparent difference. Forgetting that it is imaginary, be united. It is true that you are the only one, the Supreme Brahman exists. 11. 3 orders and their decay explanation. Kanda, listen with joy, I will explain the details of these 3 without boredom, the smell of scriptures, the smell of the world and the smell of the body. 1. The smell of scriptures. Listen, O heap of happiness. A person who has the smell of scriptures is not suitable for herding cattle. A cowherd is good, this one is inferior, because a person who has studied the scriptures by smell learns all the literary arts such as grammar, rhyme, rhetoric, logic, drama and so on, and despises good men and thinks that he is superior. Such an inferior fool who has studied will wander in the forest as a Brahma Rakshasa. Agas will make the clothes of the village beautiful and remind them of their clothes and give them to them. Agasanim Kaduk Hastha Shastriyu, reading is Brahma's walk and give, which is the opposite of Brahma, is a false statement. He who does not shine like Brahma and acts arrogantly and feigns his study, forgets what he has studied and treats a body that is not his as his own. Therefore, he is inferior to Agasani. A shepherd who keeps 1,000 sheep, if his young one, accidentally, wanders into the flock of others, will recognize it and get it back. A scholar who has been taken from the herd, reads the principle, but without understanding its secret, that is, without recognizing, who am I, in the mass of words and bodies. He envies his fellow students. A scholar who does not know the meaning of reading is inferior to a shepherd. A pig keeper can recognize that this is my pig, this is someone else's. A pig keeper is better than a pig keeper the Shastri. Not knowing the secret of the Shastri, not knowing that he is different from the physical appearances, he attacks the saints and the virtuous like a mad dog. Therefore, the Shastri is lower than the swineherd. The misfortune of the Shastri, he does not want to see or have good people, he looks at them with a sideways glance. If their news is mentioned in front of him, the Shastri becomes a fire. He is surrounded by those who slander good people. He does not join those who praise them. He uses artificial disguises and languages to claim that he is a yogi. He hates and abuses perfected great souls without any reason. This is the misfortune of the Shastri. True yogis stay away from insults and ornaments. The sin that tormented the Charu yogis will haunt the ignorant, in the next birth, in the form of a desire for Shastri. The sadhus do not know their own, they will be disillusioned. There will never be a distinction between self and other. They will simply insult the saints, arguing, they have forgotten themselves and become great men, let them be proud, we are scholars of the scriptures, let them give us an answer. Know that this is the nature of those who have studied the scriptures. Forgetting their dry hum and calling the saints who are themselves by other names, those who are fond of the scriptures will laugh at them by calling them by their hands like this, their feet like that, insulting their devotees, criticizing them in front of people by saying, they are great Brahma Jananis. Know that having such qualities is the glory of fondness of the scriptures. They will never salute the righteous. They will instill fear in those who salute them. Seeing the devotees who salute, worship and give alms to the great men, they will say, today you are not of the clan, but in the future they will advise, do not behave in a way that will ruin the family. They will come across the path of the devotees by saying, do not give prasad to those who are knowledgeable. This is the behavior of the scholars. This is not the knowledge of the scriptures, this is not the knowledge of the soul. Listen, Father, those who find fault with the wise. With the help of a lowly person, they will find fault with the wise and get praise. Even though they cannot pull the wool over the wise, they will pat themselves on the back saying that they are stronger than the wise. My child, all this is the bad result of studying without the face of the Guru. They do not have the ability to tell others good things. Instead, they will spoil the intelligence that was in them. If the Guru gives wisdom to a 16-year-old scholar, he will not listen to it. He will question the Guru's intelligence, saying, I am equal to the Guru. However, this is the result of studying the scriptures without a Guru. Who am I? What is my story? What was I before? What will I be born as in the future? Why did I get this tree? The scholar does not know all this, but instead boasts that there are those who know more than he does. He does not seek a way to know who I am and does not go to those who know and submit. It is easy to read the Vedanta scriptures, but it is very difficult not to boast that I am a learned scholar. He has read many scriptures. Yet, even the wise and the Gurus consider him a mere mortal, and he sinks into a pit of anger. He who builds the hadiths, the path of the scholars is the excellence of learning. He must quarrel with others, no matter how much he reads with the intention of defeating others in an argument, the quarrel will not end and the reading will not end. What he has read will be in vain. He who does not quarrel, reading is the path of happiness. If a scholar does not lose in an argument and wins over others, he will not know who he really is. There is only one soul, undivided, complete, everywhere, and the scholar, with the pride of the scriptures, holds the prestige of the self, and wins over everyone in the argument and wins the victory. To see with the form of being a lover of possessions, who is there, who won? The scholar who turns around with the pride of ignorance, he turns around with all his might, may think it is right for the learned to speak words of scholarship. But that Brahmaveta, who is a witness to scholarship, shows his scholarship, but who knows? Smiles. Why should a scholar who was brought up in the house of an uneducated person not be called a son of a fool? 28. There is no freedom from the addiction to knowledge. What is the use of studying a lot of scriptures? That does not remove the bad qualities in one, and reading and writing does not bring wisdom. Can a dog's tail be made straight? Only by attaining the merit of many births, by falling at the feet of the great Guru, that is, by bowing down and humbly bowing down at the feet of the Guru, and by attaining self-knowledge through the mouth of the Guru, can one be liberated. Without the Guru's grace, sage Bharadwaja studied for 100 years. But he did not realize who he was. In vain, due to his addiction to learning, Prajapati preached the Brahmapadesha to Indra and Virochana. Virochana, who had a body, did not understand the incorporeal soul of the witness who is the eyewitness. Since Indra devotedly meditated on the compassionate Acharya, in Brahmastha, for 100 years, he forgot the suffering of ignorance and became Parabrahma, achieving the greatness of salvation, which is greater than the status of Indra. Chandogya. Once again a Brahmin was sweating with all his knowledge, carrying books, when the Jabali sages saw him and scolded him, saying, "You have become stronger than a donkey." They threw his books at him and taught him knowledge. Then that Brahman forgot the ignorance of book knowledge and became the real thing. My son, ask again. Nidhaga the sage, son of Pul, was so obsessed with the scriptures, mantras, and hymns that he should not have said, and with so much practice, his teacher, the sage Ribhu, laughed bitterly and said, "You fool, who are you? A practicer. Na karma, nanusthane, nadana swarasapiva mat, papada kavalyam layabyate jananena kavalam, shruti vikru." You will not attain indirect knowledge by performing japa, tapa, mantra, stotra, and puja that indirectly show Brahman. He said and said, "You are the direct Brahman," and got rid of the addiction to the scriptures. Those who are addicted to knowledge, who learn various scriptures and fall into the trap of various words from them and tell the news of Brahman, develop their pride, arrogance and go around in various births. There is no result from this. They do not benefit the soul. Only through the true knowledge obtained through the Guru's affection can the disciple attain self-realization. For one who is not dependent on the Guru does not attain true knowledge. Shri Nijaguna. Without self-knowledge, there is no liberation in life. There is no happiness. If a previously committed life gives him the maturity of education, it will be like a monkey getting drunk on alcohol. Now the Siddha will scold him with education. He will boast, "I am intelligent." He will earn sin and go to hell. The fear of death will not go away from the knowledge that nourishes the stomach. Why should a dying person be proud of worldly knowledge? What is the use of education for a body that is rotting in the fire? Why is there a sense of shame? Udghatata, for a limb that is hidden without a form, after the truth. Having become enamored with the body and other things of life, knowing himself with mindfulness, he should destroy his previous ignorance with the knowledge of the soul that the Guru bestows. As in Kantekaneva Kantikam Nivarayet, with the true knowledge that the body is not itself, the body should remove the false knowledge, avidya, that it is itself. Just as a thorn is removed from a thorn. Sri Gurudev Atmananda. Then he will remain himself with the mind of nirvasana. That is, he will be blissful. 35. Shastra Vasanakshaya. When the intellect understands the network of words, that intellect is known by the self. The intellect, or the Shastra, that understands by arousing and knowing is not the self, therefore the true knowledge is the knowledge of the self. Knowledge is the knowledge of Brahman, knowledge is the spiritual. The knowledge of the self is the true knowledge. That is the means of knowing oneself. Human birth is worthwhile through the knowledge of the self, Brahma. Other knowledge is futile. Listen, my brothers, the futility of ignorance cannot be eradicated by any other means except through the knowledge of Brahman alone. The knowledge of Brahman is blissful, birth and death are haravu, but the smell of the scriptures increases the smell. Even if a little smell remains, it does not disappear. There is no other way to destroy the ego completely except self-knowledge, due to the control of the original ego, the Brahma, Rudradi and the worlds of this and the other worlds appear in one, then they disappear. In deep sleep, there is no smell. There are no Brahma deities and there is no universe. As in sleep, the knowledge of Brahma is the only thing that exists in the bliss of Brahman. This is the reason why the smell of the scriptures is destroyed. O cave, you become the Parabrahman. 37. 2. The smell of the world. The smell of the world is the pride that the world should like you. Is it possible to act in a way that the world likes you? Many Shruti, Itihasa and Puranas repeatedly say that the Rudradi deity and the sages were subjected to slander for the sake of worldly deities. Therefore, abandon worldly pride and be eternally wise. The world said that Sri Rama killed Wali unjustly. The foolish people said that Mother Sita had stayed in Ravana's house for a long time. Bhima unjustly broke Duryodhana's thigh. Sage Maitreya advised Duryodhana to give him half the kingdom that belonged to the Pandavas. Duryodhana proudly rejected their good words. Then the sages cursed him, "May your thigh be broken by Bhima's mace." Then Duryodhana took Draupadi to the assembly of lights and tempted her in various ways. He also encouraged her to sit on his lap. Bhima, in anger, vowed to break Duryodhana's thigh with his mace and kill him, and Dushyasana the world scolded him for drinking his blood. What did the people of Narakatimbha say? Bhima did not listen to the world's scolding. On the battlefield of the Kauravas and Pandavas, Drona asked Dharmaja, "Who died in the war today? Tell the truth." Dharmaja told him that he had been injured. This was the world's misfortune that befell Dharmaraja. Drona promised Duryodhana that he would bring Dharmaraja captive. Accordingly, Dronacharya had to fight with Dharma. Drona's son's name was Ashwatthama. Drona, who had pleased Shiva, had a son who could not be defeated by anyone. When the war between Drona and Dharmaraja took place, an elephant named Ashwatthama, Kunjarava, lay dead. Lord Krishna forced Dharma to tell Drona to hear, Ashwatthamo hata, naruva kanjara. As per Lord Krishna's order, Yudhishthira said, Ashwatthamo hata, and at the same time as he uttered the last word, Kunjara, Krishna blew a conch so that Drona could not hear that word. Drona was doubtful as to how his invincible son could die. However, Dharmaraja believed that he could not speak untruth and, saddened by the loss of his son, gave up fighting. At that time, the world did not like the saying, Kunjarava is pure. People who give such and such names to pure and wealthy people, let alone the rest of the common people. Therefore, O wise one, beware of worldly slander, and be wise without feeling hurt. Bhishma was teaching philosophy in seclusion to his mother Satyavati. Bhishma's father, Dasaraja, asked Dasaraja to marry Satyavati, the daughter of Dasaraja, and Dasaraja said, let the marriage take place only if you agree to give the kingdom to the son born in Satyavati's womb. Then Bhishma's father became worried. As soon as Bhishma came to know about this, he went to Satyavati and swore that he would not marry her to death, and brought that girl and married her to his father. After some time, Satyavati gave birth to a son named Vichitravirya. Bhishma's brothers and the people of the city became suspicious of the character of Bhishma, who was a childless brahmachari. Bhishma did not bring the worldly reproach into the picture and lived up to his vow to Satyavati until his death. Listen, Guha, a child brother like Bhishma is a man who has lost his mind to lust. Will such dull-witted people not leave others to be ridiculed? People who did not know that Krishna had killed his father-in-law, Kansa, scolded him. Who can please the minds of the people of the corrupt world? Therefore, my dear, do not be troubled in your mind by the reproaches of wicked people. Know that their reproaches are sent to you, not to you. In order to kill Balakrishna, Kansa sent a demon named Potani, whose breasts were full of poisonous milk, to Gokula. Knowing this incident through his intuition, Krishna killed the demon while she was sucking the breasts of the demon. He killed the one who had given birth to a child, the people said. Whatever the elders do is beautiful, the people mocked Krishna. If the accusations were leveled against the witness of Maya, what would be the fate of the others? Knowing this, they were happy and did not feel hurt by the world's slander. If a dog barks, do the elders take it seriously? In this way, if the wicked laugh at the actions and words of the good, it is better not to take it seriously. My dear child, it is impossible for even the immortal to shut the mouths of worldly people. Forget the saying that you will be liked by dull-witted people. You are a witness to the slander of the world. You are a mad son, shouldn't you live your life carefully? You have turned away from your desires. Money has gone bad, and luck is like a dog. Worldly people will act according to their own wishes when they see someone's unfortunate life. Life is not free from the perspective of karma. As per its destiny, one may be in trouble once in life and another in misfortune. But one cannot act according to the wishes of the world. If the world pleases, will Shiva please him? Even if one dares to act like a worldly person, there will be no benefit to the soul from it. I acted according to the wishes of the world. One will forget the soul and will have to fall into the trap of ignorance and fall by the word of knowledge. 46. The actions and words of the saints are incomprehensible to the common man. What is the gender of a dog? Or what is the remaining panavitta, drinking bowl? A dog licks its own private parts and sniffs the anus of another dog. Just as a dog has no knowledge of gender discrimination, so the Mukkamulas do not know the actions of the saints. Fools, out of the arrogance of the world, do not understand the state of the wise and hurt their minds. Since they have forgotten their true selves, the Yamas Vikkalahas reserve the abode of sorrow to be enjoyed in Yamaloka while they are still in this world. The business of dog slippers does not belong to a pig. It runs to a place where there is excrement. The behavior of a fox is different, it needs the business of chain skeletons. Similarly, the actions and words of a wise person are acceptable only to another wise person. It cannot be understood by the mean and should not be accepted. Therefore, My son, do not worry about the slander of the world and move forward. Salute the wise, never slander them, be brave, be healthy, be within yourself. You are God, the heat of the lifeless skin melts iron. If living saints sigh and sigh at the wickedness of the wicked, is it any wonder that the wicked are burned to death? O Kartike, you are a sinner to the sinner, worship me, pious means fire, Kartike is born of a sinner, the slanderers will do what is free for you. Because they will lick the dirt of your sins with their mouths. Therefore, do not cry in your mind at the slander of the world and be at peace. Let your mind be as pure as a mirror, as fire or as the sky. Even if a dirty object is held in front of a clean mirror, it will not become dirty and will show that object. Even if a great mountain appears small in the mirror, the mountain should not be lost. Similarly, even if a wise person speaks freely about a wise person in the mirror, even if a wise person appears as its reflection, he should not slander him. If the wicked are the least virtuous, is the wise the least virtuous? Disciple, it is not your business to be offended if the worldly people insult you. Some call Krishna Hari, some call him a cowherd, and devotees praise him as the one who is devoted to knowledge. My son, in the illusory world, fools will say this and that. That is the natural nature of the world. Do not accept the letter of the worldly people's slander as mine. If you do not accept it, the letter will go back to the one who wrote it. I swear that slander becomes a father to the mind. The worldly words say, do not do anything, do not say anything. 52. The world's scent is inexhaustible. The world's delight is that the world's sustainer Mahavishnu knows. If the world's delight is not pleased, why did it go? I walked pleasing the world's delight is that the Lord of the world will walk on his own path. 53. My son, if you give up the worldly scent, you will become the worldly bearer, you will be free to be on the path of your independent self. What is the result of hearing that the Vedas, Shastras, and Puranas say that heaven is glorious? Will you find eternal and unending happiness in it? The sadness of falling, that falls into this world because of the decline of your virtue did not escape him. Therefore, if heaven is happiness, let the one who calls virtue go to ashes, do not go there even outside. He says, just as in this world, in the next world too, the pleasures that diminish, the scenes of good and bad, the horse, elephant, royal sacrifice, the delusion of liberation and the desire for ephemeral happiness will haunt him. Therefore, you should give up the scent of heaven, do not seek honor from the world. What is the lack of elders that people who do not know them do not stand up and bow down to them? Illustration. Do sleeping cattle stand up out of devotion when the elder of the house arrives? Know that self-esteem is like pig's dung, and bear witness to praise and slander, and destroy the worldly odor. 56. 3. Body odor. For the embodied soul, the body is the house. If someone gives a name to the house, it is not wise for the owner of the house to attach it to his mind. Just as he is separate from the house, the body, is always different from the inert, impermanent and impure body. The body has no use, the body that is reproached does not benefit the soul. Just as a person in an old house moves to a new house with his belongings, the soul leaves the worn-out body and puts on a new body. If others attack the house, what does it matter to the householder? The body is the soul's own. Let go of its pride to remain like a house. Although the soul is alone, it appears in many forms, as follows. A dog entered a palace with many crystal pillars. The poor creature, knowing that the many dogs that shone in the crystal were real, was terrified. Similarly, the perversion of nature is that there are many bodies. Among them, the shining, Nitila Nena, Parasiva, is the only one. If you stand there and argue with arrogance that there are many souls, is it a city of great souls? Ask yourself. If others insult or kill you, accept forgiveness as your destiny has been diminished by them. What harm do you, who are like a plane, suffer from their insults? They scolded the body that is born from the soil and disappears in the soil. They scolded the body, firmly saying, it is not me. 60. Give up the pride of the body that is not you. If you have one consciousness, Brahman, without a boundary, that is, the one Brahman that is everywhere, that is you. What will happen to you by the pride that the body is me? If you speed, tha, today, you should speed, tha, at the body that comes forward and says, I was insulted like this. You are always infertile, you have never been insulted. The insulter should tell you to give him 10 slaps, 20 slaps. Again, you should tell the body to wash in the dunghill, to put in the hay. Raise your hand to hit, and again, kick and kick. My son, give up body pride. Since you are the Supreme Being, what is the cause of insult? Enquire. You are not the inexpressible, invisible subtle body, but the imperishable, inert, visible, and filthy school body. If the school comes with you, do not take pride in it. When the soul leaves the body, it will fall into the ground and decay. You are a good thing, like dark lights, that never harms the inert body, and you are a mindless person. The wise themselves are criticizing the body, which is the abode of many sorrows and the abode of proof. If someone insults his enemy, he will be happy. If someone insults the impermanent one too much, the righteous will be happy, knowing that their karma has been destroyed. The saints will always be happy. Because the body, which is extremely impure and impure with feces and urine, will never deceive them as I am. Has the body become pure by washing in the Gangas? The feces leak from all the pores of the body. The body is not purified by bathing in the Tirtha, but by bathing in the Tirtha. Before eating, the food is nectar. After eating, I have become an indescribable form in the body. Some will defecate and touch the ground. Did the anus become holy because of that? Death was ruined in an instant by the touch of the anus. Therefore, body obsession is a laughing matter. Son, do you understand the meaning of touch, touch? The sinful body is a dark, dirty, leathery lump with excrement and urine. No matter how much you wash it, it remains unclean. Explain that, do not touch the body, you may commit a sin, the feeling that the body is not Brahman, but the sin is itself. The virtuous will see a bone lying on the road and run away, but if they accidentally step on it, they will say, it is a mile away. A small bone may be on the road, but they do not know that the long bones are their own bodies. The foolish fools who discriminate, saying, we are from the upper caste, you are untouchables, do not touch us, will go to any water and drown if someone accidentally touches them. These dull souls do not know the self that shines like a lamp in their hearts. They do not know the thumping and fluttering of their limbs. The rituals performed by the body, such as bathing, evening prayers, fasting, and the rituals, are all dependent on the will of the one who performs them. But you are the materialistic one, that is, independent. Are you detached from the smells of lust, unattached, unmoved, eternal, and the embodiment of bliss? The body that is adorned today will be destroyed tomorrow. O auspicious image, you and the impermanent body will never be reconciled. Therefore, remove the bad smell of the body, which is subject to birth and death, suffering, fear, grief, and loss. Know that I am the witness of the body and eliminate the smell of the body. O warrior, I have told you so far about the smell of smell and the renunciation of smell. Destroy all smells as you know. With the stick of self-knowledge, break the stick of smell, destroy the illusion of being a body, become truly Brahman, and float in the eternal Brahman bliss. Whenever a smell arises in your mind, for that very moment you are Brahman and see that smell as Brahman. What can that smell do to the one who is everywhere, at all times, and who is the witness of everything? 73. It is not appropriate to preach the sermon to those who speak wild words, to those who are shy and have low qualities, to the unrighteous, to those who are covered with dirt, to those who revile the saints and exalt the wicked. When Gangadhar said this, Shanmukha stood listening as a group, inhaling the fragrance of scriptures, the fragrance of the world, and the fragrance of the body. He gazed at the ever-auspicious Parasiva idol, and, as if he were the auspicious one, he remembered the Guru, the joyous one, in his sweet heart.